Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have an exciting topic to dive into.
All right, let's get right into it. We all spend so much time, right? Hours and hours perfecting our trading strategies, staring at charts, trying to get our risk management just right. But what if I told you the biggest threat to your portfolio isn't actually the market? What if it's your own biology? We're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea today, that your performance as a trader has less to do with your strategy and way more to do with the actual state of your brain.
Just let that sink in for a second. This one quote totally flips the script on how we think about trading mistakes. It's suggesting that those massive blunders, the ones we blame on a sudden market swing or just a bad call, well, they might have actually started the night before, or maybe with that glass of water you just forgot to drink. It's a wild thought, and we're going to unpack it right now.
So let's really frame the problem here. We're not talking about your strategy failing you, and we're not talking about the market failing you. We are talking about a biological failure.
And this line just says it all, doesn't it? It's such a perfect analogy for the core issue. I mean, you could have the most amazing, back-tested, million-dollar strategy in the entire world. But if the hardware, the literal brain that you're running it on, is tired, or dehydrated, or stressed out, you are just setting yourself up to fail. It's this huge mismatch, right? We've got these incredible plans, but we're trying to execute them on a brain that's just not optimized. And that leads us to this next idea, what I call the chemically impaired trader. Now, this isn't about drugs or alcohol, no. This is about the completely natural chemical states our bodies get into that directly, and I mean directly, sabotage our decisions when we're sitting at that trading desk.
Now, take a look at this, because this is where it gets really shocking. The science is actually crystal clear on this. Trading while you're tired is neurologically almost the same as trading while you're drunk. A tired brain, just like a drunk brain, has terrible judgment. It stops analyzing risk properly. It starts hunting for a cheap thrill, a dopamine hit. It literally gambles just for the stimulus. You think you're grinding, but what you're really doing is trading with a massive chemical handicap.
And then there's this other critical concept, decision fatigue. Think about it. Every single trade, every analysis, every click of the mouse, that's a decision. And as the day goes on, your brain's ability to make good choices just gets worn down. You become way more likely to make those impulsive, irrational moves, not because your strategy sucks, but because your brain is it's out of gas. So the key here is to recognize these biological traps for what they are. Sleep deprivation, that's the obvious one we've been talking about. But dehydration, hunger, and being in a constant state of stress, that whole fight or flight mode, they are just as dangerous. Every single one of these puts you into that chemically impaired state, and that makes you incredibly vulnerable to mistakes. And get this, it doesn't take much to throw you off. Look at this number. Just a 2% drop in your body's hydration, that's all it takes to seriously mess with your focus and your cognitive performance. I mean, think about that for a second. The difference between a winning day and a losing day could literally be a single glass of water.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now, what's the solution? Well, it's not about finding some fancy new indicator. It's about optimizing your own hardware. So let's walk through a super simple, totally actionable 3-step bioprotocol to get your biology working for you, not against you.
Here's the roadmap. It's super simple. Number 1, the 7-hour hard stop. Number 2, hydrate first. And number 3, the pulse check. That's it. 3 simple rules to protect your single most important asset. Let's start with step 1. Look, you just cannot trade effectively without at least 7 hours of sleep. This is totally non-negotiable. And here's why. Sleep is when your brain actually consolidates memories. And if for a trader, this is absolutely crucial. It's when it processes the patterns from the day before. So no sleep literally means no effective pattern recognition, period. Okay, next up, step 2, hydrate first. Hey, remember that 2% number we just talked about? Your brain is mostly water. So before you even think about touching your keyboard or looking at a chart in the morning, drink a glass of water. It's such a simple act, but it ensures your focus is sharp and you have the mental stamina you need to actually follow your plan without that brain fog setting in. Now, for this final step, I want you to ask yourself this question, especially when you're in the middle of a crazy, hectic trading session. Be honest. Are you in fight or flight mode? Is your body reacting like it's being chased by a tiger? And that brings us to step 3, the pulse check. This is all about self-awareness in the moment. If you notice your heart is racing, if you feel that pit of hunger in your stomach, if your breathing gets shallow, you are in a stress response. And the protocol here couldn't be simpler. Step away. Just step away from the screen. You should never, ever, ever make financial decisions when your primal survival brain has taken over.
So, let's bring this all home. Let's wrap this up and completely reframe how we think about the most important resource we have in our entire trading career.
This right here is the ultimate takeaway. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. We obsess over protecting our financial capital, right? We use stop losses, we manage our risk, but we almost always forget to protect our real capital, our cognitive and emotional state. Your mind is the asset. That's the thing that actually generates the returns. And really, that's the bottom line. Your physical and your mental well-being are not some separate thing from your financial success. They are the absolute foundation of it. Protecting your health is the most fundamental, most important form of risk management you can possibly practice. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. What is the one biological edge you're going to activate this week? Are you going to commit to better sleep, more water, or maybe start using that pulse check? Just pick one. Start there. And start protecting your real capital.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you for watching.